Welcome to another episode of the Off Market Operator Show. I am your host, Ruud-Johnson. We've had a lot of guest shows recently, kind of bringing in outside perspectives. Today's show is back to our regular scheduled program. Today's show is all about the fact that passive income doesn't exist. I'm here to break it to you. I know you hate to hear it. Passive income does not exist. I want you to just listen to this whole show, rewind it, listen to it twice, digest this, you guys, because it's time to do the boring work and stop chasing the sexy. So without further ado, let's get right into the show. People don't fail at real estate because they suck. They fail because there's too many ways to succeed. That's why I suggest you focus on the most important skill in all of real estate, which is finding deals. I'm Ruud-Johnson, and in this podcast, I share the exact steps I've used to source 400 deals by age 24. This will allow you to do three things: control your deal flow, make unlimited income, and build your empire as an off-market operator. Today's show, you guys, is something I'm extremely passionate about that I don't talk about enough, and that's us being in the age of e-commerce and Forex and get rich quick and passive income and sitting on the beach drinking smoothies doesn't exist. I can't say that enough. I am sitting right now. It's early August 2023, and my house is flooded. So I'm moved out into an office in my father-in-law's office, which is a private office. They're super nice. And he was a business titan and the financial hall of fame for financial companies, ran massive company, hired and fired hundreds of people, and broke all kinds of records. And what I can tell you guys is he's 75, and he still does the same thing every single day, which is wake up, go through his morning routine, get to the office, and he's in the office for 5 or 6 hours every single day at 75, goes to the gym, goes home every single day without fault. 75. Completely retired, could have retired 20 years ago, just sold his last company this year. So he's still building and selling companies. And the reason I'm telling you this story is because everyone thinks, and they have this idea of, hey, I'm going to buy X amount of real estate. I'm going to build this business. I'm going to sail off into the sunset. And what I can tell you guys is usually the people that I meet that have that idea never end up getting there because they don't have the drive to get there. The guys that I know that have the drive, like for me, for example, I can truly, genuinely, and I'll be transparent. I can shut my laptop, make the kind of money I need to make, and not work for the next 12 months. In terms of my team, I have good leaders in my companies. I would be fine. But the way you get there isn't by visualizing that every day. Go, oh, I really want to get to the point where I can just travel nonstop. If I'm gone longer than 3 or 4 days on vacation, I go crazy. I want to be home creating, building. And all of my friends, I've met a lot of people that I used to consider my heroes in real estate and just the business space. And I can tell you it's the same way. They're not clocking out at 3 p.m. They're working harder than they ever were the bigger they get, even though they don't have to. And that's the message I want to bring today to you guys, is that the era of, hey, I'm going to build this flipping business. Hey, I'm going to build this wholesale company. Hey, I'm going to build this portfolio, and I'm going to be sipping margaritas on the beach doesn't exist. Okay. Is there a point where you have enough money coming in to do that? Yes. But trust me, if you are building these companies and you have that drive and ambition, you'll never wake up one day and go, hey, today's the day I'm shutting my laptop and going to the beach. Yes, you'll go on vacation. I travel a lot. Yes, you'll be traveling for work. You'll be living an incredible life. But I'm telling you, the people that you want to meet aren't waiting for you at some beach. They're at the conferences. They're speaking at the events. They're engaging. They're leading their teams. They're leading their companies. They're present business owners. The people that have gotten hammered over these past 18 months when the market changed was the absentee business owners. The present business owners that I knew are still doing incredibly well. It's the guys that weren't really checking out their team. We're just riding this upward trend of the market. And we're getting lucky. Anyone 24 months ago, guys, my 20-year-old sister in college could have bought a flip, sat on it for 6 months and made 50 grand, 100 grand. Anyone can do that. That's not skill. That's not mastery over your craft. You're probably an absentee business owner. And everyone was to a certain extent because it was so easy. It was so fruitful. And when it gets hard, those people leave. Those people are gone. And if you're out here starting a business in 2023, or you are growing your business through the recession that's probably coming, through the correction that's already happened in real estate, you have to understand that it's going to be hard. And you guys listening to me that are at the beginning of your journey, I talked to a guy today who's doing 40, 50 grand a year in wholesaling. Guys that you're early on in your path, you're early on in your journey of entrepreneurship. I'm telling you, if you do not listen to me, you eventually learn the hard way. One, the people you want to meet aren't sitting on a beach. And two, the kind of drive and ambition you're going to have to create internally for yourself to go build these companies won't turn off all of a sudden because you have X amount of dollars, because the game never ends. The goalpost always moves. The bright side is you will surpass 99% of people you ever compete with in this business, because you are competing. Business is competition. No matter what anyone tells you, you're competing for customers. You're competing for longevity of your customers. You're competing for the next deal. You're competing for competition or people working for you and recruiting. You're just competing all the time. And understanding this will get you a leg up on everyone. Really internalizing that there's no magic rainbow at the end of the road, and that being on the road is the win. It is the game. It is the trophy. Showing up every single day and being able to flip that next house, wholesale that next house, build your next business is the game, and that's the journey. That's the goal. The journey is the goal. And every single very successful person I know that you guys look up to that run the big podcasts that are speaking to you at events, that I've gotten to know by going and speaking at these events, it's the same thing, right? And it looks different, right? Their hard work is different. Their hard work isn't cold calling. Their hard work isn't doing the work at the house. Their hard work is finding talent, recruiting people, laying out vision, laying out strategy. And their production is a lot more thinking than it is wearing themselves out doing manual labor or, brain work. I can give an example. My good buddy, Brandon Turner, who I've been fortunate enough to spend a lot of time around. He is a brilliant visionary. Like when he maps out a strategy and a vision, you believe it. And most of his work, when I see him in action with his team, is laying out strategy and vision. And some people go, man, that's not work. He's laying on his hammock journaling. I'm like, no, what he is doing is iterating. He's improving. He's getting feedback from his team and thinking of possible solutions for bottlenecks. And that's what being CEO and leveling up in your business is about. But that doesn't mean the work stops. That doesn't mean he's on the beach, 18 hours. He's on the beach working 2 hours a day. His work just looks different. His work is thinking. His work is communicating, strategizing, being a visionary, recruiting, and encouraging his team and building culture. So the work just changes. It doesn't end. And your vision, sipping a mimosa on the beach, disconnected from everything, doesn't exist. And honestly, you don't want it to. That's not what business is about. Like I did at the beginning of this podcast, you guys, I gave you the example of my father-in-law, 75 years old, comes to the office every single day. That is the example of what I want my life to look like. What a lot of people that what you should want your life to look like if you're building, um, if you want a big business. If you want, it is possible to do 2 flips a year and take that income and live below your means and not really work. Like that reality does exist. And I know people that live that reality. But if you want big businesses, big teams, a big life, big people, it is hard. It is stressful, but it is worth it. And I wanted to get on here because I see so much, and I have coaching programs, but I see so much at people saying, hey, buy this e-commerce store and you're retired. Buy this blah, 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 and you're done. It just doesn't exist like you think it does. It exists, but not like you think it does. What truly matters, what truly moves the needles, guys, and what you need to focus on day in and day out is doing the boring work, doing the work that you don't think is sexy or productive, building a system, building a process, building an SOP, hiring a coach, recruiting someone. That is what moves you up the hiring ladder and moves you from what I talk about all the time, from hustler to operator to architect. So I'm telling you guys, this vision you have in your head of passive income and a life that's without worry, without stress, on a beach with a mimosa isn't a reality. It doesn't mean you can't have passive income. You can't have companies. Or that's not an option, but you won't want to take that option when you get there because business like that is fun. So if you're watching this video and you see people on Instagram that are every single day, it seems like all they're doing is driving around in their Ferrari, and they're not doing any real work, try to keep your head down. If you're flipping houses, you're wholesaling, you're developing homes, you're building a portfolio, and it feels like a grind day in, day out, you're doing the boring work and you're hustling, trust me, these people's lives that you see, including mine, I'm honest about that. I put out a lot of content and media to grow our media company, to grow our companies, but my day-to-day doesn't look like that all the time. My day-to-day right now, if I showed you guys, I'm sitting in my office. No one else is here right now. I'm the last one in the office. My wife's at home at the beach waiting on me to get there. That's the reality of it, is there's work that has to be done and you need to do it every single day. And that's what gets you where you want to go. It's moving the ball forward every single day, even 1%. And some days you might feel like you suck, but if you can find some way to have a hard conversation and implement a process, take join a mastermind, join a group, and implement something that moves the ball forward over over the next 2 to 4 years, your life will look dramatically different. And it's my favorite saying, you know, if you dedicated 4 hours a day, just 4 hours a day to actually focused work towards moving your business forward instead of an hour a day on email, an hour a day on text, an hour a day on Slack, an hour a day on social media, you do 4 focused hours of actual moving your business forward and you do that for 4 years, you will be in a place and a life and an income that you can't even imagine for yourself. And that's not sitting on a beach, but that's how you have a company, and you've gone from a hustler in your company to an architect, and you're a business owner. And now your work just looks like thinking and creating and strategizing and hiring and building culture instead of being on the phone, flipping the house, holding the hammer, and doing that kind of stuff that eventually you do want to scale out of. So I wanted to make an episode on the fact that passive income does not exist, because we live in a BS age. And I know this because I know real hard-nosed older business guys. And I'm telling you guys, what gets you there is the consistency, the showing up every single day, the putting your head down, and understanding that the people that you want to meet aren't waiting for you on a beach somewhere. So thank you for hearing me out on this topic. I know I'm emotional and kind of passionate about it. And you might disagree, but this is my take currently on this topic. Thank you guys for hanging out for the last 10 minutes or so with me. Shorter episode, you guys, back to our shorter quick hits. Today, I wanted to really get across to you that passive income does not exist. Okay. Your mentors are not waiting on a beach for you. That's not a life that exists for you if you're following me and what you're trying to build. Again, I could be wrong. I might change my opinion on this one day, but right now, that is my belief on that. And I'm going to be honest with you. It makes me sad seeing all these people that are chasing this lifestyle of working 2 hours a day, because it doesn't really exist if you want what I think you want by watching this show. So it means the world to me, guys, when you guys DM me saying you enjoy the show, give me feedback on the show, guests you want to see on the show. I do respond. I'm on there myself. I'm trying to make sure you guys get what you want out of the show, and making sure it's the best show it can be for helping you grow your businesses and your real estate portfolios. As always, whether you listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, follow me, download the show, leave me a review, give me a share in your story. It means the world. And I truly appreciate you guys spending time with me every single week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I look forward to Mondays and Thursdays. And I look forward to continuing to bring you guys extreme value and action-packed, small 10 to 15 minute digestible shows. So without further ado, like I always say, you are only one deal away.